It's a balance of power issue that will affect us for many years.
Right now, record turnout looking likely as a critical election comes to a head tonight.
Also, a man finally arrested after a woman was sexually assaulted by a stranger in Oregon last month.
And history made as former President Donald Trump is charged with 34 crimes. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. Today, months of record spending and bitter ads come to an end as Wisconsin once again takes center stage in the national political universe.
Voters will decide the balance of Wisconsin's Supreme Court today, dictating policy in Wisconsin for years to come. Fanned out across the state tonight, our reporting teams are tracking all of this, as well as the race for Madison mayor and much more.
And we'll check in with them in just a moment, but first we'll get to the weather as a severe storm system moves into southern Wisconsin.
An alert day brings rain and possible thunderstorms tonight and strong winds tomorrow. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti is tracking the storm. He has our first warn forecast. Gary?
Susan and Eric, the first round of storms just barely clipped southern Wisconsin, brought large hail to parts of northern Illinois, but we're watching more storms developing to our south and to our west. Let's start out by taking a look at the first warn weather alert day in the forecast. It looks like the severe weather threat could even linger into early tomorrow morning, as the cold front might not reach us until mid-morning. So high winds, hail, perhaps large hail in excess of 2 inches in diameter, a possibility, heavy rain that could lead to some flooding, as well as a few tornadoes, and that's through mid-tomorrow morning. Severe weather outlook pretty much unchanged from yesterday. Enhanced or level 3 risk from Madison southward, a level 4 risk just to our south and west, and a level 2 risk or a slight risk to the north of Madison. A tornado watch now in effect for parts of northwestern Illinois and eastern Iowa until 10 p.m. That first round of storms has moved off to the east, but look at those storms starting to fire up over parts of Iowa, and those will race northeastward into southern Wisconsin. High resolution radar, pretty quiet right now, just some drizzle in the backyard. Take a look at what 6-hour future track radar shows us. So later on this evening, storms will fire up and race in rapidly from the south and to our west. And then we also have a first warn weather alert day in the forecast for tomorrow for high winds that could exceed 45 miles per hour, especially tomorrow afternoon. Current temperatures, it's cool right now. That's limiting the severe weather threat. 47 in Madison, 49 in McFarland, 48 degrees in Cross Plains. But as we widen out the view, notice to the south, temperatures are already around 50 near the Wisconsin-Illinois state line and in the 60s not far to our south. So temperatures will actually rise during the evening as thunderstorms become more numerous. Again, the possibility is there for severe weather. I'll take a look at when our best chances for severe weather will be in just a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. And as the storm continues, be sure to download our First Warn Forecast weather app with your hour-by-hour forecast, the latest radar. It'll also alert you about any storm watches and warnings. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC weather. Just into our newsroom, new numbers from the city of Madison put voter turnout so far at a whopping 38%.
That is more than 72,000 ballots counted as of 4 p.m. this afternoon. Election officials are expecting record turnout today, and so far they look like they're on track.
Streams of voters across the city of Madison continue to cast their votes.
Tahlil Moeddin caught up with several of them about why they made sure to exercise their constitutional right this election day. Tahlil?
Eric and Susan, the voters I spoke with today tell me they understand how high the stakes are. That's what's motivating many of them to cast their ballots. Record-breaking voter turnout is what officials from the Dane County Clerk's office say we can expect today. And that's got some at the polls feeling optimistic. Mom of 3 Sarah Toikheim says she's a regular voter, but this election especially she's thinking of her daughters.
I was telling them that we can't take women's rights for granted, and we've, I think, especially over the last few years, been reminded of that. So we're here just to make sure that they have freedoms to make choices in their lives.
Officials from the city clerk's office say they're looking to high early voter numbers as an indicator of strong voter turnout. Now, people at the polls also reported seeing longer lines than in previous spring elections, though not overwhelmingly so as of this afternoon.
Tahlil, thank you. We're watching more than 100 local and statewide races tonight. One of the big ones includes the race for Madison mayor. Incumbent Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway is running against challenger Gloria Reyes. Another is the race for Wisconsin Supreme Court. Dan Kelly and Janet Protasewicz are facing off in a race that will shape the state's future for decades to come. Dominating this race, of course, has been the money.
Yeah, the Wisconsin Supreme Court race, the most expensive judicial race now in our nation's history. Leading the fundraising has been Liberal candidate Janet Protasewicz, and political reporter Will Keneally joins us from her watch party over in Milwaukee. Will?
Well, Susan, Eric, and viewers at home, if you've been bombarded by ads this cycle, there's a reason why. Spending in this race has topped $42 million, and that includes outside spending. But the Protasewicz campaign itself has raised close to $15.5 million. Now, joining us from the Protasewicz campaign is Sam Recker to kind of break this all down. Thanks so much for joining us.
Of course.
So kind of want to get a sense of, like, as we're heading into this race, what were the expectations for fundraising?
Yeah, obviously we've been overwhelmed by the support. And I think this just shows how much is at stake. People know that Dan Kelly is an extremist, whether it's on reproductive rights, whether it's on democracy, and that's why they're supporting us. We have supporters all across the state who are really excited about this race.
And all this money in the race, how does that shape the race? I mean, obviously the most prominent is the ads, but is it just the ads? Is it other stuff that this money kind of influences?
Yeah, it's everything from ads to making sure we've got, mail going to voters, to the organization of having people knock on doors, and just everything in between. It really just lets us run that campaign that we need to get our message out.
Wonderful. Sam Recker, thanks so much for joining us. Thanks. Yeah, so for his part, though, the Dan Kelly campaign has raised close to $3.1 million, and our Armand Rahman is covering the campaign up in Green Lake, Wisconsin for us. Armand, what are you seeing up there?
Yeah, covering conservative Dan Kelly tonight, who's making a second run at a seat after serving as justice between 2016 and 2020. I'm joined now by Ben Vogel with the campaign. Thank you so much for the time.
Absolutely.
So let's talk geography. What are the key sort of areas of the state you guys are looking at to really get that voter turnout and rack up votes?
Yeah, I mean, we are running a 72-county campaign here. We have grassroots volunteers that are making phone calls, knocking on doors, driving people to the polls, all across the state. So it's tough to really hone in on one or two counties. And we really have been putting a big emphasis on the person-to-person interaction, person-to-person campaigning. Ultimately, we feel that's going to be what gets the job done. Not out-of-state millions of dollars that our opponent has relied on. That money doesn't vote. The people of Wisconsin vote. They're at the polls today. And we encourage people to get out and vote until 8 o'clock for Justice Kelly.
Definitely. And now, Kelly said he sets aside his opinions when it comes to ruling, but he's also been endorsed by many pro-life, anti-abortion groups. How can you tell the voters that he will keep that bias aside when ruling on abortion-related cases?
Well, he will. I mean, that's just his background. That's his track record. He's already served as Supreme Court justice, and he's proven his impartiality. On the other side, Janet Protasewicz has said she will put her thumb on the scale. That's as antithetical to equal justice and fairness as we have in our judicial system. Dan Kelly's going to follow the rule of law, apply the law evenly, and you know what? He's going to rule on the facts of the case, whether he agrees politically with any candidate or not.
Awesome. Thank you, Ben, so much for your time. We'll turn it right back now to you, Eric and Susan.
All right, Armand, thank you.
Thank you, Armand. And Will as well. On top of this landmark Supreme Court race, the city of Madison's mayor is up for re-election.
Satya Rhodes Conway's campaign trail has featured at least a dozen debates, showcased 4 years of her accomplishments. Our Catherine Merck is at a watch party tonight on East Washington Avenue. Catherine? All right, we're having some issues clearly there with Catherine's audio. I don't know if we have McKenna Alexander, who is with the Reyes campaign or not. She is also following that campaign as well at the Caspian Grill, where Reyes will be hosting a watch party later this evening. Do we have McKenna? Let's.
Yeah, former MMSD school board president and Madison police officer Gloria Reyes is the first Latinx candidate to run for mayor in the city of Madison and has centered a campaign largely focused on improving the city. Now, some of Reyes' key points during her campaign have been public safety, affordable housing, transparency within the school system, and targeting changes to a key project of her opponent, the city's incoming bus rapid transit system. During debates and public appearances, Reyes has spent time discussing sharing her goals for open collaboration between many city entities and calling for a stronger reliance on community input. Now, the doors for Reyes' watch party open at 8 p.m. tonight here at Caspian Grill. I'll be providing live updates all throughout the evening as we continue to learn more as polls begin closing soon. But for right now, live on Junction Road, McKenna Alexander, News 3 Now.
All right, McKenna, thank you. We'll try to get back to Catherine if we clear up that audio issue. And the polls are open until 8 tonight. You can find everything you need to know about the election in a special section at channel3000.com. Just look for the election news and resources banner by scrolling down on the homepage there. And that includes more information on candidates and results for statewide and local races. Next at 5, an update to a sexual assault that happened last month at the Oregon Rotary Bike Trail. Dane County Sheriff's Office announcing today it has tentatively charged Richard V. Cunningham of Brooklyn with second-degree sexual assault, strangulation, and felony bail jumping. Police say Cunningham allegedly tackled a woman and sexually assaulted her before she fought him off. He was already out on bail for other sexual assault charges. Another arrest today, this time a 34-year-old accused of stringing up several cords across a Madison bike trail last summer. Police say they used DNA evidence to link him to the crime, after which they say he confessed. This all coming months after the first of several cords had been hung across that path.
Former President Donald Trump made history today, becoming the first former president in U.S. history to be charged with a crime. He is facing 34 counts, all Class E felonies, in connection with hush money payments made to an adult film star in 2016. Those 34 counts relate to falsifying business records pertaining to that payment. The former president entered his own not guilty plea. He's called the hush money investigation a personal and political witch hunt against him. Across from the courthouse, police separated pro and anti-Trump demonstrators.
So to come, Gary has more on tonight's Alert Day. That's next at 5.
Plus, we'll check in with our local political experts as election night continues. And later, Madison police have identified the victim in last week's deadly shooting on Tree Lane. We'll have the details tonight at 6.
Tuesday trading on Wall Street reveals red numbers. The Dow takes a 199-point dive. The Nasdaq falls 63. The S&P 500 down 33. We'll be right back.
Suffer from chronic or severe back or neck pain? Did you know that there is now a treatment method available right here at Midwest Spine and Nerve Center that offers hope of avoiding spinal surgery for those suffering with bulging, herniated, or degenerative discs? Our therapies help reduce pain related to these conditions and have a high success rate in helping people just like you avoid back or neck surgery.
I've experienced low back pain for over 15 years. I had back surgery when I was 26 and had difficulties recovering. The doctors at Midwest Spine and Nerve Center have given me a new lease on life. I am now able to enjoy an active, pain-free lifestyle.
Call Midwest Spine and Nerve Center now to schedule a no-obligation consultation to see if our progressive pain-relieving therapies are right for you.
The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is here and ready to help. Anyone in Wisconsin can call, text, or chat to get connected to a trained 988 counselor. Trained counselors are here to support anyone experiencing a suicidal, mental health, or substance use crisis. You can also contact 988 if you're concerned about someone. 988 is confidential and free to all Wisconsin residents. 988 24/7. Call, text, chat. Here to support you.
Get 11% off everything now at Menards. Upgrade any space and maximize storage with great closet systems from Dakota Closets. Make your storage your own with our selection of custom sizes and styles to match your specific needs. Dakota Closets are easy to set up and are great for hanging clothes and storing accessories in any room of your house. A white wooden Dakota Closet system is $359.99 after 11% rebate at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Create your perfect room for entertaining, relaxing, and more with patio enclosures. Right now, get 25% off your sunroom. Plus, enjoy exceptional financing. Call today.
Patio enclosures.
Team, I need a volunteer. We need promotional products.
I'm on it. 4imprint makes promotional product success easy. For high-quality items, go to 4imprint.com.
4imprint. imprint for certain.
Tonight at 6, voter turnout is anticipated to surpass previous records in Dane County. We visited several polling places to gauge the turnout thus far.
Severe thunderstorms and possibly even tornadoes are possible tonight, and strong winds are likely tomorrow. I'll be tracking the storms at 6.
A toddler sexually assaulted and a Poynette mother crying out for justice.
I'm terrified to see his name again next to another little girl's name.
In a News 3 Now investigation, Catherine Merck looks into why the perpetrator didn't make the sex offender registry. Thursday at 6.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Welcome back. On top of the Supreme Court race, there is also an election tonight for Madison mayor.
Such Rhodes Conway's campaign trail with all those debates. She's touting 4 years of her accomplishments. Catherine Merck, we're going to check back in with her at the watch party for the Rhodes Conway campaign at East Washington Avenue. Catherine?
Hello, Eric and Susan. In her 4 years as mayor, Sati Rhodes Conway believes she's made progress in this city. Her administration has focused on key issues, including affordable housing, rapid transit, climate change, and racial equity. That's on top of a COVID-19 crisis response early on in her term as well. As the city's second female mayor and first out LGBTQ person to serve as mayor, she believes her time improving the city is not over yet. We're going to continue to provide live updates at her watch party here just off of East Washington Avenue in Madison. Reporting live in Madison, I'm Catherine Merck, News 3 Now.
We will see you later tonight, Catherine. Thank you. And as we wait for election results to come in, we're checking in with our local political experts.
Progressive strategist Matt Rothschild, Republican strategist Brandon Scholes joining us once again, as they often do on election night. Great to see you guys once again on an election night. It feels like we have one about every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So much of this day, you know, people are sitting around watching the Trump news out of New York City. This story came up on the networks as well, the Supreme Court race in Wisconsin. Why is this getting so much national attention, Brandon?
This race for the Supreme Court, which is really the big race, lots of local races, but this is the most important race we've had in Wisconsin for the court in decades because it's all about the power. Whoever wins today wins the majority in the court, 4-3. Conservatives maintain it. They'll maintain what they've ruled on so far. If the liberals take the majority, the expectation is they will overturn a number of issues that are important to Democrat constituency, and that's what Janet Protasewicz has done in her campaign by engaging in issues. So we'll see a high turnout, we'll see a lot of passion, a lot of intensity, and I'll let Matt take the lead on the money because it's his most favorite topic, but it's by far an unbelievable expensive race.
Yeah, the money's been insane. We're breaking all sorts of records, not just statewide records, but national records. The old record in Wisconsin was $10 million in a state Supreme Court race. We're now at $42 million, headed toward $50 million. And the national record is $15 million, so we're more than triple that. So it's really out of control, the money. On the issues, I think this abortion issue is still the crucial issue in Wisconsin. I think overturning Roe v. Wade has been a disaster for Republicans in Wisconsin. Certainly if Protasewicz wins, that's one conclusion you can draw.
What will you be watching for tonight, and do you expect it to be a long night?
I don't think it's going to be a long night. I think Judge Protasewicz is likely to win. I do want to encourage everyone to go out and vote, no matter who you're voting for. Our democracy works best when everyone votes, and the polls are still open till 8, so go vote. But I think she's got the advantage. She has the money advantage, not an astronomical one, about $5 million more than Kelly and his outside groups. But I think her campaign has really struck the issues that people care about on the progressive and Democratic side.
Brandon, about the same thoughts, or were you out on this?
Same thoughts, but not in a good way. Typically in judicial races, you want to talk about the credentials of the candidates and being a justice, and they've always talked about, you know, not legislating from the bench, the rule of law. We've never had a campaign like this where a candidate for justice on the Supreme Court said, this is where I stand on this issue, this is how I'm going to rule. Just think, if you're the opposing attorney, should you even show up and present your case to the court? I mean, what's the point? So this is a dramatic turn, and it will change all of our elections, nonpartisan elections, no more. And as Matt says, we're going to see a lot more money in this.
Great to have you guys on board tonight. We'll look forward to hearing more from you tonight in our later newscast. Again, you can find everything you need to know about the election. Special section on the website. Just look for the Election News and Resources banner. Scroll down at channel3000.com. More information on the candidates and results for statewide and local races.
Now let's head to the other big story today, the weather. Gary Canalti is tracking another potentially severe outbreak of weather. Hi, Gary.
Hi, we've already had one round of severe weather pass us, mainly just to our south and east, just clip parts of Rock County. These are all hail reports, and we had some reports up to about quarter-sized hail in the southern portions of Rock County. Farther to the south, some hail up to the size of tennis balls over parts of northern Illinois. High-resolution radar right now, pretty quiet. All those storms have raced off to the east. However, take a look at 6-hour future track radar. Expect storms to break out pretty rapidly to our south and west and start moving in through the mid to late evening hours. So if you want to go vote and you miss out on the rain, do it early, because these storms will be coming in probably close to the end of the election time. But a wider view of the radar shows the storms that produce the hail now into Michigan. Now we're watching storms to our south and west and areas up into northwestern Illinois already under a tornado watch until 10 p.m. While in the northern part of the storm, a blizzard is going on. Severe weather outlook still level 3, enhanced risk from Madison southward, slight risk to the north of Madison, tornado risk into southwestern Wisconsin. This hatched area indicates the potential for strong tornadoes of EF2 or greater. Highest tornado threat just to our south and west. Hail threat. Most of southern Wisconsin could see hail 2 inches or larger in diameter in some of the stronger storms, even into the colder air to the north. Again, highest hail threat to the south. Wind threat from Madison southward, pretty substantial, 30% or greater. Tomorrow, the severe weather threat shifts eastward. It's possible we could still see a couple of severe thunderstorms early in the morning before the cold front sweeps through. So again, first warned weather alert day in the forecast for the severe weather potential for tonight. But again, that could extend into mid-morning tomorrow. Then we have an alert day in the forecast for tomorrow for high winds that could exceed 45 miles per hour. Right now, it looks like the best chances of those happening would be in the afternoon. We could see statewide wind gusts in the 45 to 50 mile per hour range. So let's take a look at this hour by hour. We start right now. Things pretty quiet, a possible shower or thunderstorm picking up, but notice by 9 p.m. a line of thunderstorms as the temperatures start to rise. Tornado threat is going to be highest where the temperatures are closer to 60. Hail and wind threat more up to the north into Madison. You can see a couple of lines of storms coming through during the evening hours, then maybe a break overnight with temperatures climbing into the 50s, maybe lower 60s. The big question is whether or not we get some more storms firing up along the cold front. That may happen near Madison or just to the east. And again, those storms could become severe. But once the cold front comes through, the winds, which start to shift to the west, start to pick up. And then we see those winds go from 30 to 40, 45 miles per hour as we head into mid-afternoon. And then after that, those should start to die down. The other problem is rain. We could see anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of rain in some of the thunderstorms. That could lead to some flooding, and there's a flood watch in effect for much of southern Wisconsin overnight into 4 a.m. tomorrow morning. So once the storms clear out of here tomorrow morning, it'll be windy, very windy in the afternoon, but the sun will come out. Thursday will be chilly. Look what happens as we head toward the Easter weekend. Back up into the 60s. Easter, maybe a shower or thunderstorm in the afternoon and evening. Mild for the start of next week, and look at this, temperatures in the 70s by the end of next week with some shower and thunderstorm chances Thursday afternoon into Friday. As we check out first warn traffic right now, roads are wet, but most of the heavier rain has moved out of the Madison area, just some drizzle. That's the belt line at Monona Drive. Just a little bit of a slowdown around there. Otherwise, traffic moving pretty steadily on the belt line and the major highways. Right now, about a 18-minute trip on the eastbound belt line, 15 minutes on the westbound belt line between University Avenue and the interstate. That's your News 3 Now first warn traffic. We'll be right back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
It's time to march into deer season. Get your John Deere 1025R with a 120R loader for just $195 per month. Get a John Deere now. And power up at Sloan's. Think Sloan's first.
Trust your feet to Morgan's shoes.
Finn Comfort footwear is handmade from the finest of natural products, leather-lined and expertly crafted, made with great care to ensure a first-class product that Finn Comfort is known for. Finn Comfort, meticulously handcrafted in Germany and loaded with arch support. You can be assured that Morgan shoes will properly fit you in your new Finn Comfort shoes.
Comfort with style. Trust your feet to Morgan Shoes.
Morgan Shoes, Hilldale.
Front
Fry Construction invites you to celebrate spring with our big spring thaw sale. We're talking about savings of 23%. Many of your neighbors already know how we strive to meet and exceed expectations with each and every project. That's why they voted us Best Roofer 3 years in a row. Experience the best of Madison for yourself with Fry Construction. Get on board with our spring thaw sale. Save 23% off gutters or insulation with any full roofing project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
There are so many things we take for granted, and along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for granted too. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy and water providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
I've always been a storyteller. I capture those beautiful moments, things other people miss. My health took an unexpected turn, but my care team put my needs in focus, designing solutions to support my ambitions. Now that's just a footnote in my journey, a small part of a story that's still being written. UW Health, remarkable.
To everyone who believes in tradition, come enjoy a few of ours from Wisconsin.
People in Wisconsin love a good fish fry.
Really love. And we love sharing it with guests everywhere.
At Culver's, we still batter our North Atlantic cod by hand to order.
And we cook it to a crispy, golden perfection just for you.
For you.
For you.
So it's crispy outside, flaky inside. Let us take care of you.
With some homegrown traditions we were raised on.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
McGann Furniture and Flooring has a question for you. Do you have a hard time sleeping comfortably through the night? Is your mattress 10 years old or even older? Chances are you're due for a new one. Mattress technology has changed a lot in the last 10 years. Our experienced staff will help you find the right style, construction, and firmness that will give you years of sleeping comfort. And remember, we don't raise prices only to lower them later for a sale. With delivery and disposal of your old set, we make it easy to have the bed of your dreams at McGann Furniture and Flooring, downtown Baraboo.
Run with Sloan's on a John Deere X350, built for taking it easy. Get yours for $57 per month with 4.9% for 60 months and nothing down. Get a John Deere now and
power up at Sloan's.
Think Sloan's first.
One man's tweet went viral after he thought he was ordering delivery from a trendy grilled cheese restaurant.
Turned out to be from Denny's. Several big chains apparently operate what are called ghost kitchens, where they rebrand their food to drum up business on delivery apps. TGI Fridays has Conviction Chicken, IHOP, Thrilled Cheese, Applebee's has Cosmic Wings, even Chuck E. Cheese created Pasquale's Pizza.
I think Denny's has an understanding of who their existing audience is, and they know that a younger audience with money to spend is very delivery app capable. So if they can rebrand a certain segment of their menu and make you think that it's an entirely new business, then they're probably more likely to get you as a customer.
Also important to note that sometimes the prices for certain items at a ghost kitchen can be higher than the equivalent at the real restaurant. We're back with the final check of your First Warn forecast in just a moment.
Oh my gosh, wow. Who am I? Wow, is that really me?
Hi, I'm Annette, and I'm an actress. Under eye bags and wrinkles are so frustrating. They're so hard to hide and so hard to get rid of. I came across Plexiderm, and I was so excited. We have a model. His name is Richie, and all he's doing is taking a small amount. It's so powerful. That's all it takes. And what I love about Plexiderm is this is something that you can do in the convenience of your own home. And I did this to my father. We were at home, so we applied it to his under eye bags, and let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view, and now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. He calls me every single month saying, "Hey, Annette, I'm out of Plexiderm. Please send me more. It's a cream. It's a topical. It literally creates an invisible layer that tightens the skin and smooths it out. All you do is gently rub it underneath your eyes, on your fine lines and wrinkles, and it visibly disappears in as little as 10 minutes.
My real true opinion is wholly words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
I can't even believe that this worked. I was a little skeptical, I am not going to lie, because I saw people online with it. I'm like, yeah, right, that can't possibly work. I'm telling you, it really works.
I thought I might see a little difference, but to see that big of a difference, I have so many dark circles, I have the puffiness, I have the lines, like, it's amazing.
You have an event, you have any of those moments where you want to feel the best about yourself, I'm telling you, the videos that you see on social media and TV are real.
At our $14.95 price, it's the best way to try Plexiderm and see it work for yourself after your first application. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Thank you so much for picking up.
When you really desperately need to talk to your insurance company, when you're having one of the worst days of your life.
What do people do at a time like this?
Sometimes you just want to talk to someone, a person, not a robot or a recording or an app. Oh, sure, we have all that stuff.
By Friday.
But on a day like that,
just like that,
that phone line can end up feeling like a lifeline.
Thank you so much for listening.
At a time like that, you want a company like West Bend, because the worst brings out our best.
Gary's back and keeping an eye on things for us.
Doesn't seem like severe weather right now with temperatures in the 40s. That's Dane County, Madison 47 right now, around 50 to the south, 50 in Belleville. But notice Dubuque, Iowa, they're at 54. The temperatures even warmer to the south and west. High resolution radar, quiet right now. Take a look at 6-hour future track radar. Big change this evening with severe weather developing to our south and west. Already a tornado watch for parts of Iowa and northwestern Illinois, and those storms will be heading this way.
All right, Gary, thank you. We're back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. The CBS Evening News is next.